Govardhan.
Yeah, hello. I have the GitHub account. What? How can we connect GitHub from UI laptop?
Yes, yes. It, it is all on this web browser, so you can connect it.
Okay, okay. I have the GitHub account.
Everyone else, Govardhan,
इतने रजा है अकाउंट
Abita, and Shamsri, Ravi.
Neeraj, I have joined today because yesterday and day before yesterday I was on
Okay.
leave.
Okay, no issues, no issues. You have your GitHub account with you.
No, now I don't have.
You can create it.
Okay.
You can create it. Uh,
Hi,
Gaurav.
hi Priyanshu.
Gaurav, you are not audible.
Hi, am I audible now?
Yes, now you are.
Hi, Priyanshu. Hi, Gaurav.
Yes,
Uh,
I.
Hi Pranjal.
Yeah. One second, just. So, Priyanshu, can I start that? Interview?
Yes, yes, you can start. Just let me know if there is any issue from Gaurav's end. I will help you out. I am dropping off from this meeting.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Gaurav. Just give me a second. Just going through your. So, Gaurav, can you just give me some brief about your the experience and what project have you done and like what is the role in each part and all? Like just in a very subtle way.
Yeah, sure. So I've been working mostly in Java. Previously, for
Okay.
a few years, I have worked with C Sharp.net and PHP, HTML, CSS. These things I have worked on. But like for 6 years, I have been working in Java, Spring Boot, and Hibernate, JPA, and these technologies, along with the creating of REST APIs, where the recent projects I have done in the domain like finance, banking, these domains I have worked on, and yeah, and previously I have worked with algorithm everything's, where I have created an algorithm to create this 3D animation using this uh, open graphics libraries. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, and peripheral things. We use the tools like Git, Maven, and uh, Jira, Azure, and for this, you can say like for testing JUnit, and a little bit of small codes written in Selenium, and yeah.
Okay. So, that's okay. So you said, so I just wanted to ask some basic question. So then we'll move on. So what is the advantage of Maven in the Java project?
Yeah, so Maven helps building, right? So whatever we can tell the means we can specify the dependencies right in the POM file, and it will fetch for us, and it will help the build the code, which are the dependency which we are using in the code. So it will help, and we can many things we can do, like we can clean project and rebuild, build, clean, and these things we can do.
Okay. And did you also work on? I mean, did you also work on the Spring Boot?
Yes.
Okay. So what have you done in Spring Boot application? I mean, what kind of projects have you developed, or maybe a part of?
Yeah, so we were working on the application where we were creating this REST APIs, okay, and also we have created some.
Sorry, I'll actually, I mean, sorry, I'll ask you some questions in the middle. So don't mind, please.
Yeah.
So what kind of REST APIs have you done, and like, so basically to expose an REST API, what is the thing that you have to do on the normal Java class file? How does a normal Java class file can become a REST API?
Okay, so if you are having this normal Java class, like then you would not have this endpoints and these things,
Yeah.
right? Because it has to be or the API is in a sense like you are having something that you want to expose to the internet or somewhere. Okay, so this is the main API thing, that we are creating something to be used by some other.
I mean, I got that. So only for let's say that I have a Spring Boot application. I have a Java class in the Spring Boot application.
Mhm.
To enable it to become what do you call the endpoint, what do you do that? What is the thing that you need to code?
Okay, so
Any annotation you want to follow
will
there?
create a sorry.
Any annotation do you want to declare
Yeah.
there?
So we will use this controller. Okay. In that controller, we will also annotate with we'll have methods like get mapping. Okay, and we'll on the class we'll say request mapping. Okay, and we'll annotate with the controller where we'll write these things, and if you are passing any variable, we can use direct path variable. Okay.
Okay. So let's say that if I want to use a path variable, how do I do? What is the annotation that I can use?
So we can use like suppose you are doing some get, and you have annotated a method with get, okay, and you have given like path you have given like slash v1 or v2, then API something, and then you have given the endpoint, and you want some like suppose you want some transaction of particular ID. Okay, then then you will write the ID in the curly bracket, and there you will use this path variable. Okay.
But what is annotation that can be used for path variable?
Okay. Yeah. So this is
See, basically to declare a path
request
variable,
param.
you need to do something. You need to annotate with something, right?
Request param.
Sorry?
No,
request param is not that. It's not that.
Yeah, there is a path. There's a path something at the rate P.
Then how do you? Okay, let's say that I want to take only JSON body from the request. Okay, how do I declare that?
Okay, so you want a JSON body, right? So
yeah.
For that you'll have like for the from the controller from the endpoint you want a request body as an output of the method, right? So
no, not output actually. So I'm exposing my endpoint, right?
Yeah.
I want someone to pull only JSON to me. If they put anything else, it will be some 400 something, right? Okay. So I want to declare my application to just to allow the JSON body.
To take the JSON body only.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we'll have to use this as a string. We can accept as a string, and we can check with the JSON that if it is a JSON, correct JSON format or not.
See, let's say that we have number of ways to actually. See, let's say that I'm exposing an application, Spring
Mhm.
application, or maybe I'm exposing some endpoint. So someone will be using it, right?
Yeah.
So they should be putting something like JSON. They'll put some text plain or JSON or HTML, right? So
Ah.
whatever they put as the thing, only we should accept only.
Means you are saying that before
Yes.
going to the method, we need to check that.
Sorry.
Like, are you talking about like some checks before hitting to the API?
Not exactly checks. It's actually part of your the basic headers.
Okay.
So it's a basic header. It's what you're saying is something that after that. So request basically has some header, right? So declaring a header level. So I want only JSON. I don't want anything else. Or maybe I want some HTML.
Okay.
So if this someone put anything else, then it has to be stopped. It has to stop there. Okay, that's okay. Then I'll move on to the question. Do you know anything about the beans? Java
Yes.
beans. And how is it useful in Spring Boot application? And what is its basic purpose?
So the basic purpose of Bean is to provide the like whenever we are configuring something, so that is we can use say like it is a plain Java object like thing which is a Bean which can help as a auto wiring. Suppose we want some we will auto wire a bean somewhere, and we can use somewhere we can inject this using the auto wire, and that can be used like that. So this is a helper or we can say like a data structure for the application.
So what used to happen earlier instead of putting the auto wire?
Before beans, before like I'm not sure.
Okay. So see now we put at the rate auto wire, then you get some dependency injection, right?
So we'll have
what
to.
used to be before, just before
Yeah.
that?
So there is.
How do you used to declare these things?
So there is. I have not used this XML based configuration.
Okay, fine. Have you heard of qualifiers, and how do you? Have you ever heard about qualifiers?
Yes. So the qualifier is like whenever a bean is there, and suppose there are multiple beans of same type, then we will have to we'll have to tell the application that this bean has to be used, and this bean has to not. This bean has not to be used. So we will use @qualifier, and we will provide the value in that, and in the bean also, and in the and the endpoint also.
Okay. And
we can use other things also, like for other than this qualifier, we can use order, we can use primary for if suppose we have different type of things, and we want only this to be used, then we'll use @primary.
Yeah. So that is the primary thing to be called until it's specified.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, and yeah, it will be the primary. If you don't have with any qualifier, that should be a qualifier one. First bean that come out, right?
Right.
To be used. Okay, and any idea about the OAuth implementation? Any security? Have you done any security and authentication?
Yes. So I have used the SSL, and I have also used the JWT token claim.
Okay.
So shall I explain this?
Yeah, please. JWT token, you can explain.
Okay. So
what kind of only authentication or even authorization is part of your implementation?
This role-based authentication is done by someone else, I have created the JWT thing, and the SSL I have implemented from the key tool creating and trust center, uh, key tool and trust tool, all this creating and putting into the application.properties file, and
This is certificate.
yeah, that one. Okay, that I did. From the JW point of view, what we have done is like as soon as the login is happen, so what we'll do is like we'll use the username for the JWT token, and we'll create the JW token, and set the session timeout, and we'll create the token, and we'll
Okay, token is fine, but how are you getting the token from? Where are you getting the token from?
so we are generating the token first time.
No, how? I mean, as in,
Okay.
do you have any lab
Yeah,
available for you? Any ADB available for you? Any AD? How are you going to connect? Using any Azure based authentication? How is that?
Okay, so
Where is storing your authentication details? As in,
yeah, so you're talking about the where we'll be storing the JWT token.
not generating token. Say, let's say that you're generating token, right?
Yeah.
So who's generating token based on what?
So so like we are creating the
I mean to say that see, if you're generating a generic token, any token, right? So firstly, you need to authenticate to that server, right? Whoever is generating that token. Let's say that you are using Azure AD, maybe you are using something else AD, maybe you have internal AD or something, right?
Yeah.
You should have some.
Active Directory you are talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. That thing. Yeah. So the Active Directory, Microsoft Active Directory, which will have all the user details, right? So that I'm missing.
What are the details that you need to give to configure and what do you call any authentication mechanism?
Yeah.
You need to have some properties, right? Basically, what properties you need to have?
The properties to give to the that I'm not recall it.
Any heard of any client ID, client secret?
Yes. Yeah. So that the client ID is like yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay, and have you done Spring API connections?
Yes.
Okay, and did you implement any relational entities?
Yes.
Okay, how did you create relational entity? Let's say that I have a table which has A, B, C as columns, and you have an entity, B, entity, some second entity which has E, F, G as your what do you call? C, F, G as your entity, columns. So how do you connect how do you declare both as your relational?
Okay. So first table is having 3 columns, which is ABC.
Yeah.
And the second table is having BCD.
CD. It's a CDE.
Okay, CDE. Right. So the B column is common there, right? So B is acting as a foreign key, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So there what we'll use is like if we want to embed both the tables, right? So both the entity we have to annotate like suppose C is the ID, right? Or like that. So we will so suppose this is
let's say that I'll say that
1-to-1.
I have I'll say that I have what do you call? I mean, see, when you I'm just saying it. I mean, how do you declare the parent and child relation in an entities?
Yeah. So for the parent and child relationship, like um, parent and child or foreign key. Hmm. Okay. So there is a one-to-one relationship. You're
Okay.
asking about.
And how do you specify that there's one-to-one or one?
So
other relationship?
so we'll
What are other kinds of relationship apart from one-to-one?
yeah, there is one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many. Okay, and we can specify that which table will store the foreign key in there, on the managed by, and we can write it at the rate of one
Have
to.
you implemented any, this kind of relationship?
Yes, I have used created two tables, and when the foreign key is there, then we'll tell that which table will manage the foreign key, and we'll have to say managed by something.
Okay. So in this case, let's say that if you have parent to child relation, in this case like one to many, okay, you have for each record you have multiple records of in the secondary, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to have the common single row for with respect to each child record, how do you do that?
Okay. So single column, and for each one there is for each column there is multiple column, right? So each record there is multiple records. So we'll say at the rate many to many, sorry, one to many, and we'll have to provide the parameter and
Okay, that's okay. And let's say that you have 4 tables which you need to insert in a table and insert in an order. Okay. If any of the order is not some got some error, you need to revert all the what do you call things, okay, back.
Okay.
So how do you do that in a service?
Okay. So we'll in service. So we'll use this at the rate transactional.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So let's say that I wanted to call. So basically, you have a lot of load, okay, in from the controller side. So I don't want the what do you call things to wait there. As soon as you get the request, you should give them the response immediately, irrespective of what is happening in the backend. You should give that we have reset it. So how do you implement that in your REST controller, as in any REST controller?
So you're talking about
So let's say that
acknowledging.
I give request, okay, I give request from other end to our Spring Boot application. So what should happen is that, so irrespective of what is happening backend, you should instantly you should give them the response that we have received and all. So maybe your service can go backend and do some things. That's okay, but you should give them the immediate response without waiting for your thing to execute it. So how do you do that independently? How can you manage it?
For that, we can as soon as you're saying that as soon as the API is called, right?
Yeah, right.
So we can say we can send acknowledgement using asynchronous.
What is meant by asynchronous and synchronous?
Okay, so synchronous is like I'm sending you some data, and once you have received that, then you'll send me the acknowledgement, and then I'll send you back the next thing, right? If something is if it is a pops up thing, suppose. So
I say that. So I wanted to declare something as synchronous, asynchronous. How do you do that?
So
on service level.
Yeah. So for service level, we can we can send request with suppose we want async, right? So we can say that we can call the service, and we can set the timeout in there.
How do you clear your service as synchronous, asynchronous?
Yeah. So async is there. Okay. Yeah.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
Right.
That's
We can
okay.
use the completable feature. Completable feature.
That's fine.
With the completable feature, right? We can send this data using the completable feature, and I missed that. With the and we can set the timeout, right? Yeah.
No, that's okay. So, let's say that you have some properties with varies with respect to your production dev and all, right? So dev and test and all. So, how do you separate your properties? How do you do that? How do you plan it?
Properties with.
So, let's say that your DB connection might change with respect to environment, right?
Okay.
So,
So
in
we'll have some
also in dev, you
profiles.
can have something. In test, you can have something. Prod, you can have something. Right?
Yeah.
So, how do you do that? How do you
So
implement it?
we'll create the profile. Okay.
Yeah.
And
That's what I heard. Have you done any kind of exception handling? What kind of exception handling do you usually follow?
yeah. So we were using this for the controller advice we were using. Okay. So for that, like it is a separate model kind of thing, and we were using this for the exception handling. And yeah, we have created our own exception classes, and we were throwing them as and when needed, and we are handling through the controller advice. And
Okay, that's okay. So how good you are at the Spring Boot application? How do you rate yourself out of 10?
okay, for Spring Boot application, I would rate like 7.
Okay. And how about Java? Core Java?
Yeah, Core Java, I would say 8.
Okay. And, so I wanted to have a lot of manipulations. Okay. So what kind of list should I use?
Sorry, what type of?
So I have a lot of manipulations, right? As in insertion or updation and all.
Okay.
So which is better? Which is a better list that I can use?
Okay.
This type.
Which data type would I use if there is so much of
collections? Maybe in collections, what should I prefer in collections?
So when there is so much of modification, then not the traverse, then you would use a linked list.
Okay, only if I use it when I wanted to use for just retrieval purpose. I just want to display it. What should I use it?
So for retrieval purpose or fastest retrieval, you would use array list.
Okay, and let's say that I have a lot of data. Okay, let's say that I have 1 lakh records of data. I wanted to have some kind of aggregation or something. Okay. So if I use the basic array list or some maybe any other list, it actually gives me a lot of time, and also it will have some issues, right? So what is the best thing I can do it here?
So if you have lots of
it will take a lot of time, right? If I use a normal list, and it will take a lot of time to process 1 lakh records.
Yeah. So
what is the best way that I can do here?
So you have not created the list. You are some from the database.
I already have some list. So I wanted to let's say that I wanted to do some search operation, or maybe I wanted to do some kind of things. Okay.
Okay, you have list and you want to perform some operation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need to do it across the 1 lakh records.
Okay. So
what is the best thing I can do? See, if I go with the normal usual array list or something, it will take a lot of time, right? It will take more time. So in order to get immediately, what should I use? Not immediately, maybe it will take time, but it will be better than yours.
We can use this parallel streams we can use. So if they are not related, then it can be done fast using the
okay. What is the method that I can use when to parallel streams? How do I connect normal list or parallel stream?
Okay, you just have a stream, and you can write .parallel stream, and
no, if I have normal list, any array list, let's say I have an array list. So how do I connect it into a parallel stream?
Okay. So You can directly say list dot parallel stream, and you can perform the operation on there.
And if I wanted to, so out of it, I just wanted to take something map out of it, right?
Okay.
So how do I take on the map out of it in the written?
Okay, so suppose you have the list dot parallel stream, and suppose you want like some integer list, right? You want some integer list, so you can say map to int, and you can say use the lambda here as a map will take a function. So you can use like map takes the functional interface, and you can use like a value arrow, and which value.
Have you heard of the characters? Character.
Sorry.
Collector.
Collectors. Yeah, I use.
What is collector?
So collector is a I think it is an interface. Collectors. Collector. Collectors. Collect is a class. Sorry, collect is a method. Collect is a method, and collectors. Collector. Okay, collectors is an interface.
Yeah. Okay, that's okay. So I think I'll go through things. Okay. Okay then, Gaurav, I think I'm done with the interview. Yeah. Okay. So any question do you want to have?
So if all goes well, so what are the technologies we'll be working on as a bunch?
We have multiple technologies here in our team actually. So we work on Spring Boot, we work on UI, and a lot of things are there here. So it's not, we don't have any limit in respect to technologies. Okay. So currently we are also trying out GenAI kind of implementations.
Yeah, I have done this GenAI like POC in the UI I have done.
Okay, what is the LLM you used?
We used this one, Gen Turbo 32.
Is it part of which platform? Which platform is this?
Okay, so we have actually used multiple model. You are talking about the model, right?
Yeah, model.
Yeah, so we have used PHI 3 also. We have used Llama 3, and we have used Turbo GPT 4. Okay, these things we have used, and yeah, the pipelines and all these things I have worked on. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Gaurav. Don't mind. So actually, I tried to drop away.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
It's nice talking to you.
Bye.